All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we like to give all honor and glory and praise unto
Yahweh,
Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening, learning, and to the Bias Shatabatat, the house of David. Amaya Shatab with Men of Valor, Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp.
I'm Cologne.
Correct.
All right, and coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you Seminole Indians. All right, you are the true children of Israel that the Bible speaks of. All right, 1/3 of the nation of Israel will see salvation. All right, hey, through what the world calls UFOs or UAPs. Right, for believing upon the testimony of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, Salaki, got dogs over here. For believing upon the testimony of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Hey, rehearsing and practicing the righteous acts with the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. Okay? 2/3 of the nation of Israel will perish and die for not believing upon the testimony and believing upon the true names of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Yahweh meaning he is, he to be, he exists. Alright? Bahashem in the name. Yahweh Shai meaning he saves, he delivers, or he's salvation. Bahashem in the name again, all right, or HaKodash, Holy Spirit or Spirit Holy, all right, that was given unto the 1/3 of the nation of Israel to believe upon on these times, all right. But the Lamb, hey, as this lesson is the last installment of the Lamb worthy of the sacrifice, all right, that Lamb is first and foremost for the elect of the nation of Israel, the 1/3, okay. But without further ado, hey, we're going to go ahead and get into these lessons. Get into this lesson. All right.
This is the book of Luke 1:68, and it reads, "Blessed be the Lord, power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people."
Right. Blessed be the Lord, power of his people. His people are the nation of Israel. All right. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you Seminole Indians. There's only 1/3 of the nation of Israel who will see that salvation, because the 2/3, pursuant to the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verses 8. All right, Salakia. Will not hearken unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's word. All right, don't believe upon the testimony, has no care. All right.
Verse 69, "And hath raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David."
Right, the horn of salvation for us. All right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and right now only the 1/3 of the nation. All right, ultimately we know and understand, if you have the ears to hear and the eyes to see, all of Israel will be saved. All right, the rest of the 2/3 will come through the loins of the elect. Hey, when the kingdom is starting to be established. Okay, hey, because whether you care to believe it or not, all right, hey, there will be a birth in the kingdom. All right, there will be a children and intercourse. All right, will happen. Okay, conceiving and receiving seed for a woman to bear children. All right.
As in heaven, as on earth.
God.
Verse 70. It reads, "As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began."
Right, as he has spake by the mouth of his holy prophets since the world began. All right, this has already been ordained, has already been established through Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and it will be no different. It will be no different because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has already ordained it. All right, he meant for it to go this way. It will never be anything else, because why? Prophecy. He does all this to fulfill prophecy and for prophecy's sake. And what is prophecy? Hey, to tell and bring out, Salakia, what's to come. All right, tell what happened before it happens. Salakia, hiccups. All right, to tell what happens before it actually happens.
That was it on that.
Yeah. Okay, you got it. You got you can go to Matthew's.
Oh, Matthew 20. This is Matthew 1:21. "And she shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Yahweh Shai, for he shall save his people from their sins."
Right. So that son that was brought forth was for the nation of Israel. All right. He shall save his people. He didn't say the whole world. All right. He didn't say everywhere. He didn't say everyone. He said his people.
Oh.
Who pertains to his people? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. All right, the children of Israel, the 12 tribes, the 12 sons of Jacob. Okay? For his people, his kinsmen. All right? You got it. You got Romans.
This is Romans 9 and verse. I'm sorry, 3.
Yep.
It says, For I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahushua Mashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh.
My brother, my kinsman according to the flesh. All right? Hey, flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone.
Right. And we know that Paul, the author of this book, all right, was a Israelite, all right, from the tribe of Benjamin.
God.
So his brethren, according to the flesh, would be other Israelites.
Yep.
Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Yahweh and the promises.
Right, from the law being given when Moses sprinkled it on the blood on the book and on the people. All right, when he came down from the mount, all right, and he had that wisdom, that knowledge, all right, that wisdom made his face shine. All right, what was given unto him as the leader of Israel at that time. All right, and put on those tablets. Okay, and the representation of both sets of tablets, the one that got broken and the one and the one whole. Okay, it is Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai who has ordained these things from the beginning. There's nothing else. All right, he's not a man that he should lie. All right.
Yeah. This is verse 5. It says, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh Mashiach came, who is over all, Yahweh blessed forever. Amen.
Right. You said, whose are the father? Whose are the fathers? Who belongs to the Father? To know who you are and whose you are. All right. Whose. All right. Pertaining who Hamashiach, all right, Yahushai, Jesus Christ, as you Christians like to call him, all right, who he came for. He came for the sons of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. He came for the sons of God. All right, the nation of Israel. Okay, you got it.
This is Romans 11 and 26. And so all Israel should be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob.
Right, so all of Israel will be saved. All right, even though the 2/3 will perish and die on this side, hey, how are they going to be saved? They're going to be saved coming back through the loins of the elect to having everlasting life, right. Having eternal life. Being able to receive and keep the law, statutes, and commandments that came from the righteous vine. That righteous vine is the 1/3 that was left, all right, to raise up the rest of the nation of Israel, all right, through their loins, starting with 144,000 men, 12,000 elect men from each tribe, then the multitude men, women, and children who believe upon the testimony.
Let me read this real quick.
Yep.
This is Romans 9. And back in verse 3, but it's going to be in the GNT. I'm going to read it through 7. It says, For my people, my own flesh and blood, for their sake I could wish that I myself were under Yahweh's curse, or power's curse, and separated from Hamashiach. It says, they are Yahweh's people. He made them his children and revealed his glory to them. He made his covenants with them and gave them the law. They have the true worship. They have received Yahweh's promises. They are descended from the famous Hebrew ancestors, and Hamashiach, as a human being, belongs to their race. May Yahweh, who rules over all, be praised forever. Amen. So I am not saying that the promise of Yahweh has failed, for not all the people of Israel are people of Yahweh. You know, that's talking about the elect. It says, nor, all right, are all of Abraham's descendants the children of Yahweh. Yahweh said to Abraham, it is through Isaac that you will have descendants, I promised you. And we just stop right there.
Right. Hey, and who's the forefathers? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Okay.
All right. Hey, and the blessing came through, as you read back in the chapters. All right. Hey, the blessing came through who? Jacob. All right. Yes, Isaac had another son, but it wasn't promised to him.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
And it's clear, you know, in any translation, you know, if you have the understanding, you know, to see it.
Right.
Hey, it's right there, but, you know.
Hey, not only does Yahweh Shemi Shai is so glorious, he has made it plain upon tables in multiple ways. He has given you different translations in a New World Translation, English Living Translation, the KJV. All right, has the prophets out on the highways and byways. Abarat is how we be those men with 100% truth. All right, with brothers' different teaching styles, giving it to you however that you needed to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can receive it, if you have the ears to hear and the eyes to see. All right, that's why Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will be just and justified for destroying 2/3 of the nation of Israel and the rest of you heathen nations. Okay? For all the atrocities that you continue and have committed unto him. All right? Unto his image, unto his name, and unto his people. Okay? Got it? Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 63. And 64. Let me pull numbers from 24.
No, okay.
This is Deuteronomy 28. You said 36.
28 and 63.
Deuteronomy 28 and 63. And it reads, and it shall come to pass that as Yahweh rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so Yahweh will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught, and ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Right. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because hey, what did we do? We disrespected. We have bowed ourselves down to other gods. We have went from the way of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. He did tell us. He set before us this day a gift and a curse back in Deuteronomy chapter 11. All right, verses 26 through 29. All right, that gift and a curse. A gift, is to receive the commonwealth of the nation of Israel and to be a part of the nation of Israel. The curse is if you go off from this law, guess what? And it wasn't even in fine print, but if you go off from this law, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to whoop your ass.
Okay.
No different from what a father tells his son. All right, a parent tells a child. All right, I'm going to whoop your ass if they're any kind of parent. All right, there's always some type of repercussion. All right, hey, all things were set forth by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, including discipline. Because the law entails what? Love and discipline. What do parents do? Love and discipline. How could it be anything else? All right, you got it.
Read it down.
Yeah.
Verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter, and Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other powers, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Right, because we were scattered, all right, amongst these other nations, we then continued to go off worshiping other gods, all right, these false idols. Hey, leaning upon our own understanding, go after these holidays, all right, hey, wanting to make merry and be on one accord with this world, all right, believing that we don't have an inheritance, all right, that's essentially what it is.
Right. You believe in the lies that these other nations that oppress you, tell you.
Right. All right. Is that there is no inheritance for you. All right. That you don't have a history. Okay. Your history began in slavery and it will end in slavery. All right. That's what these other nations promote unto you, Israel. All right. That you will be nothing more than a byword. You will be nothing more than a trashman that makes good money. You'll be nothing more than entertainer, a basketball player. All right, hey, who sells out. You'll be nothing more than a thought. All right, you'll be nothing more than a Dubai chick. All right, where people send you over and then mess off on you and send you back home to your man.
City girls.
All right, be city girls. All right, or whatever. This is the entire nation of Israel. All right, men, women. All right, hey, and your children will continue to be degenerates and wax worse and worse. All right, you have no order. This is what these nations see for you. All right, and this is what you started to believe upon. You started to believe that you are what they say you are. All right, this is not the Eminem song. All right, we're not whatever you say I am. All right, we are Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We are what he says we are. And he says we are a peculiar, special treasure unto himself. Okay. That we have laws, statutes, and commandments to live by. And this is the way walk ye in it. All right?
Holy people, man. Be set apart.
Right, to be set apart and to be separate. This is who we are. And this is how we are to conduct ourselves. So if nobody wants to get down with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and his laws, statutes, and commandments, 2/3 of our nation, fuck off. All right? We'll see you in the kingdom. And the rest of the nations, fuck off. You will be under our foot in the kingdom. Let Yahweh Bashem Yahushai tell you all things. All right? Stop leaning upon this Western philosophy. All right? Salakia.
This is Numbers 24, starting at 5. How goodly are the tents, O Jacob, and the tabernacles, O Israel. As the valleys are they spread forth, as gardens by the riverside, as the trees of what is it, aloes? I know that's like lotion. Aloes?
Where you at?
Huh?
He's at Numbers 24 and 5.
No, 6.
6.
Yes, aloes. Yeah.
Isles?
Yeah, aloes which Yahweh hath planted, and as certain trees,
Cedar trees,
like beside the waters.
Right. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has planted goodly trees, trees and things that are glorious unto him, things that give him pleasure. All right, things in abundance. Okay, and what he said, how glorious are the tents of Israel. Mm-hmm. He didn't say the tents of goodly. Yeah, Salaki. How goodly is the tents of Israel. Mm-hmm. All right, hey, I didn't hear anything about Elam. I didn't hear anything about Moab. All right, he said the tents of Israel. That's plural. All right, tents. That means the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. Right, and the speckled birds whose father's line goes back. Okay? You have to continue, to believe upon the testimony that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has given us. All right? To set us in order. All right? To make us above the rest. Mm-hmm. Okay? It is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai who did that. It's not, we didn't do that. Okay? Go ahead.
The meek shall inherit the earth.
Yeah, the meek shall inherit the earth.
It's being demons.
God, they are.
Continuing Numbers 24 and 7. He shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag, Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted.
Right. Whose kingdom? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's kingdom shall be exalted. All right. We are joint heirs with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. It is his kingdom. All right. Hey, we're happen to be the inheritance and the partakers of his kingdom. Okay. That seed that is spread abroad. Can you read that portion again?
Okay. Let me start all over again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Numbers 24 and 7. He shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters.
Seed in many waters. All right. They're going for we're scattered as the sands of the sea. All right. This is Israel being scattered. Why did Yahweh Bashem Yahushai scatter us? All right. Hey, it was part of the curses to destroy us as a people, to forget who we are and whose we are. All right? Hey, this was strategically done.
It's the worst captivity put on them.
Right. To make you have to grope, roughly paraphrasing scripture, grope at noonday. Not know where you're going, where you're coming. Okay? Where to go, how to go there. That you lost your way. When you lose something and you lose your way, you don't know nothing. So if you don't know nothing, how can you come back to something that you don't know? Unless you're brought what? Into remembrance. This is a book of remembrance. This is a memorial of remembrance for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. It is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai waking us up as a nation, all right, that has started from Alba Bivens, the 7, all the way to Apostle Tahar, who is the true leader of Israel now today, and the men that follow him and are under him, starting with the Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Rakah, all right, the elders and the bishops under him, all the way down to the newest member yet again, all right, who believe upon the testimony with the true doctrine of 100% truth coming out of GMS. All right? There is no other way. There's no other testimony, all right, that can withstand the testimony of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because everything else is false. All right? That was 7, right?
Okay.
God. Yeah, you got it. Isaiah 16. 16 and 4. Slakia.
Is it 16?
Yeah, 16.
This is Isaiah 16 and 4. Let mine outcast dwell with thee, Moab. Be thou a covert to them from the face of the spoiler. For the extortioner is at an end. The spoiler ceaseth. The oppressors are consumed out of the land.
Right. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hid us amongst the other nations. But he said he gave a nation who he hid us amongst. Moab.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Right. That's not everybody that we were hid, but that's, one nation.
Right. Hey, and that script was there just to, he said a covert. What is a covert? A secret. A covert operation. Right? When people do something covertly, it is to be in secret. All right? It is to be able to cause a certain amount of surprise. Okay? And this is what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has done to the nation of Israel. Has made them a covert amongst many nations.
And you can see that with Moab.
Right.
With the Cholos and the, they like Jake. I mean, speckled birds, man. They move like Jake. Not all, but
right.
The Israelites inside of
every nation.
Yeah.
All right. Why? Because it's the sand of the sea. Israel is the sand of the sea. All right.
It's that flavor salt.
All right, I got one real quick. This is Tobit 13 and 3. It says, confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he has scattered us among them.
And confess him before the Gentiles, because we have been scattered amongst them. Goes to show you, that script shows you right there that guess what? There's Gentiles, all right? And then there's others who are in the nation of the Gentiles. That's why it has to be confessed. All right? Confessed amongst the Gentiles. All right? If there wasn't Israelites in other so-called nationality and so-called lands, okay, guess what? There would be no need to go to the Gentiles. If all the Israelites were so-called black, all right? You black only Hebrew Israelites, all right? We're not black only Hebrew Israelites. We are Israelites. We're different shades of brown. All right?
Yeah, we're now, through this dispersion,
we come in all colors.
Yeah, we look like anybody.
Right. Hey.
That's a
covert.
Covert. It's being a secret place.
All right.
All right, being,
Hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai so strategic and so righteous and so cold at chest. All right. Guess what he did? He could have a so-called looking Edomite, so-called looking white man, hey, passing legislative order right now. All right? Hey, it might have been passing legislative order to be able to have the comforts the little comforts that you had. All right? Those might have been Israelites who set those particular comforts up for a moment. All right? But ultimately to play out the prophecy that Yahweh Shem Yahushai sees forth and has going forth. All right? You have to understand, hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is a master chess player. All right? He is the ultimate director. All right? The ultimate teacher. He is teaching. He is scripting. All right? And he is making moves. All at the same time. Okay? You have a limit. You Christians have a limit that you put on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai when he is limitless. They are limitless. Okay?
Real no limit.
All right.
It's Hosea.
Yeah.
1 and 10.
Yep.
This is Hosea 1 and 10. Yet the number of children of Israel shall be as the sea of the sand. Shalaki, the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living Most High.
Right. As scattered as the sands of the sea. All right. Can't be numbered. When's the last time you numbered the sands of the sea? I'll wait.
You can't
even number with the sands of the sea that you scoop up in your hand.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we'll give you a chance. We'll put the sands of the sea in an hourglass, and just tell us how many grains it takes for an hour.
It's like when they used to play that game, who could guess all the jelly beans in the jar?
Right. You know, hey.
You can't guess it.
Right.
Right. Don't think of that but sand.
Hey man, sand is everywhere. All right. When you go to the beach, that's not even talking about the sand that left the beach and the car on the bottom of the feet, on the tires.
Right.
All right, it's scattered abroad.
When you go, and after you go to the beach and drive back, you got all that sand in your car.
Right, and then you come a week later, you still got sand everywhere. All right, hey. That's why Yahweh Shem Yahushai speak. That's a parable, so you can understand. Hey, you can't number what I have set forth. All right, as my nation, as my people. Okay. This is the allotment that I set for me. You think I'm going to number me? All right, and I'm the Most High. I have no number. I have no limits. As the brother said, the real no limits. All right. It's not no limit, no limits. Okay. Sirach 1. I started at 2.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 1, verse 2. It says, Who can number the sand of the sea and the drops of rain and the days of eternity?
He said even the drops of rain. Okay, the sand's too much. How about the drops of rain? How about the drops of rain?
Yeah.
Because rain has an end, right? Just number that. The rain can come and end for what? We live in Vegas, so we've had rain for every bit of a minute and 30 seconds. And that's how much it rained for the week.
When it rains, it pours.
Right.
So it's still a large number.
All right. Hey, there's no number that you could account for. All right. You got it.
Continue down?
Yeah, continue through 7.
7?
Yeah.
All right, it says, verse 3, Who can find out the height of heaven and the breadth of the earth and the deep, and wisdom? Wisdom hath been created before all things, and the understanding of prudence from everlasting. The word of Yahweh of power most high is the fountain of wisdom, and her ways are everlasting commandments. To whom hath the root of wisdom been revealed? or who hath known her wise counsels? Unto whom hath the knowledge of wisdom been made manifest, and who hath understood her great experience?
Right. Who hath understood all these things that have been set forth? All right. Hey, it was going to tell you in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, and verse 5. Go ahead and get that.
This is Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, my power, commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it.
Right. And go ahead and continue.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
Right. So that was what was imparted unto us is all the wisdom, the knowledge, and understanding that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has. All right. And he's given that through the covenants. Hey, the covenant through who? All right. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. All the way down, to the Israelite man being born. All right. Hey, it is hidden at this time. All right. But our spirit bears witness with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's spirit. All right. That's why the tablets were given. That's why those 2 tablets were given. All right. The stony heart representing the law, statutes, and commandments on stone, one being broken, that we would break the law, and the other tablet of stones, meaning that we will stand for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's word and not depart when we get that new heart. All right, that fleshly heart. All right, that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai will impart unto us.
Okay.
All right, at the return, Abaratazar, we are those men, those new bodies.
Spiritual bodies.
Okay?
Yeah. You want to continue on this?
Go to Deuteronomy 32 and hit 8 and 9.
8 9.
Second address 6
It's 32, right?
and 56.
8 9. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 8. When the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam and set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel, for Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
The lot of his inheritance. All right. He set the bounds of the people according to the children of Israel, knowing and understanding that all things, all right, all things go exactly how Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai ordains them to go. There's no other way that it can go but the way that it was deemed to go. Okay? You got it.
Second Ezra 6 and 56. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Right. So Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai said that these other nations are unto spittle, and there as a drop of a bucket has fallen. All right. If you have a 5-gallon pail of water and you're carrying it, and you spill one drop, how much do you care about that one drop? You don't put down the bucket and say, "Oh my goodness, I've lost that one drop. I have to go all the way back. All right, I have to go all the way back and fill this bucket up again. And I can't lose one drop again." No. Guess what you keep on doing? You keep it moving. All right? As Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is given a parable for you to understand. It is of the nation of Israel that I care about. All right? It is your souls, roughly paraphrasing scripture. It is your souls who I care for.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
He said, Israel's the only family he knows.
Right. You got it.
Read down to...
Yeah, you're going to go through 7 and 11.
7 and
7.
11.
So I'm reading...
Yeah.
Am I starting at 7 or just
No,
reading?
you're going to read, just read down.
All right, come. Verse 57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?
Right. So we have to go through this chastisement, all right, from that promise, all right, from the gift and the curse that was set forth, This chastisement is what we're going through.
Yeah, it's like one of those the main questions a lot of Israelites ask, is why, if we were made to be Yahweh Hashem Shai's people, why did he make us subject to sin, or why did he make us go off?
Right.
That's what everybody always it seemed like these unlearned Israelites, they always like to ask that question.
Right.
Brothers do there's plenty of videos out there with answers to that.
Right, and Salaki, it's not even just Israelites, even though it's only Israelites that we're worried about. All right, it's these other nations that ask too. Well, if you're, and they say it condescendingly. All right. Oh, if he's your God, then why does he have you in this position?
Right.
All right. Hey, because there's a reason for everything with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But you know what? For you other nations, it's not for you to understand or to know just yet. All right. If you do understand, hey, guess what? You're one step closer to one less lashing. Okay, you got it.
2nd Ezra 7:1 says, "And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights afore. And he said unto me, Up, Esdras, and hear the words that I come to tell thee. And I said, Speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who could then go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive the inheritance? And I said, It is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, Even so also is Israel's portion, because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done.
Right. Hey, because what had to happen? All right. And all that the brother read, hey, what did it say? It said, you have to first go through the perils, the danger. All right. That danger that was given, hey, is being here in this world with all these antichrists. All right. Hey, being able to go off from the law, statutes, and commandments. How can you have respect for something if it is just given to you? All right. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the glory at a distance apart. All right. And you have to see your way through this narrow path. And you have to keep straight on the path. You cannot turn to the left. You cannot turn to the right. You must go straight. And one can go at a time. Okay? So you can't ride in on another's back.
You got to put your own work in.
You got to put your own work in. All right? It's a visual depiction is, one man walks in. All right? What are those? I forget what those, the doors that spin. Okay? Revolving doors. All right? You have to be fast enough to get in. All right? And it only can be one man at a time. All right? One woman at a time. All right? Believing on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and believing on the testimony that is given.
Right.
Okay? And rehearsing and practicing the righteous acts to the best of your ability. All right? Can you read verse 11 again for me?
2nd Ezra 7:11. Because for their sakes I made the world, And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done.
Then was decreed, now is done. All right, and how did he transgress those laws, statutes, and commandments? All right, from going off. All right, he transgressed them. Adam transgressed it for going off. All right, following after Eve. Okay, go ahead and get, yep.
This is Genesis 3, starting at 22. And Yahweh thy power said, Behold, the man is become as one of us, and know good and evil.
Right, and this was ultimately to set up what? Hey, this is that straight gate that you have to walk through. All right, you have to know good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's for the straight gate to the narrow path to respect the blessing that was given unto you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. This is the only way that you would have respect for it if you had to go and face the adversities to get it. If it was given to you, you'd be a spoiled ass little child.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you have no respect, and then you just do whatever the hell it is that you want to do. There's no accountability.
Okay.
That already took place.
Yeah, because that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our people, you know, when, you know, our ancestors, our forefathers, you know, went and worshiped these other idols.
God.
You know, they had no respect for the covenants because it was given to them.
Right.
You know, salvation was given to them.
Hey, that was the book in the book of Exodus. All the nation of Israel was delivered out of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
All right? All.
Right. You still had those destroyed by, you know, in the wilderness.
Yep. But essentially, did they not leave? Did they not receive the deliverance?
The whole body.
And this is the path to, you know, the kingdom.
God.
You know, that's the entrance to the kingdom, which the kingdom is, you know, Israelite rulership.
God. All right. Go ahead.
And now lest he put forth his hands and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. Therefore, Yahweh Shem Yahushai thou power sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to tell the ground from whence he was taken. So he dove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims. Cherubims, Shalaki, and a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life.
Right. So we had to enter into this to this adversity. We had to enter into this this life, all right, and to live as Yahweh Shai lived. All right. We had to walk this straight gate, walk this line, go through these the furnace of affliction. All right, which is still ordained now. All right, for us to go through all the way until the time. Guess what? Until the time that Yahweh Shai cracks those clouds. All right, we have to go through everything. All right, but those who are leaning upon Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, making His word, and His law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability, their strong tower. Have what? They have that comforter. They have that comfort and the comforter and the wisdom and knowledge and stability of thy times.
Okay.
That you may see it through to the end.
It's giving you that peace of mind.
Yeah, giving you a peace of mind. All right? Giving you something ultimately to look forward to.
Okay.
All right? Running a race. Who runs a race, and is not looking for a reward? All right? We're looking to finish this thing, and at the end, at the finishing line, we want that that ever to never thirst again, have that forever living water.
You say job well done.
Right, to say job well done. But what is Yahweh Shai likened to? Living water. All right, when you run a race, are you not thirsty? All right, you're running cross country. When you get to the end, what do?
Marathon.
All right, you got a marathon.
Okay.
All right, you want some water. You want to eat. Why? Because you've worked up an appetite. What we want to eat and what we want to drink is the bread. All right, is the living water. Yahushai is the bread. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is the bread and the living water that we will be sustained by. Because why? Man doesn't live by bread alone. And that's worldly bread. All right? We want the bread of life, the water of life, the ever-living water. All right? As Yahushai says in the book of Matthew, what is it? Matthew 13. For this is the water where you will never thirst again. All right, when he was telling the woman at the well.
That's in John 4.
Is it John 4?
Yeah.
All right, Salakia, John 4. All right. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, hey, it gives us that. Okay. Sirach, we go back to Sirach and you go 12 through 15. Salakia. Yeah, second address. I said Sirach. Second address, 12 through 15.
Oh, from 7?
Yeah.
What was that?
This is book is.
You're holding Sirach 17.
This is Sir.
Oh, yeah.
You want a second address? You can
Yeah,
read
I'm
second
on-
address.
Oh, you're on second address?
Okay,
Okay.
okay. This second address 7, continuing on 13, you said?
Yeah, continue 12.
12. Okay. Second address 7 and 12. Then were the entrance of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils, and very painful. For the entrance of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortality. I don't know. Immortal fruits, like it. That was 13. You said the 14, huh?
To 15.
15. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can ever receive those that are led up for them. Not,
They can never receive.
Shalaki, they can never. Shalaki, yes. They can never receive, Shalaki, those that are led up for them. Now, therefore, why disquietest thou themself, seeing that thou art but a corruptible man, and why art thou moved, whereas they are but mortal?
Right. So why aren't you moved? Hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, requires the action of us. All right, requires you men of Israel to be out on the highways and byways. All right, so you can make your calling and election sure. Abba Rajazal, we be those men. Right, teaching the 100% doctrine.
Right. And that's the thing. Everybody in this world is afraid of dying. They fear death so much. So why ain't you, when the prophets speak on this is the way to everlasting life, you know, you Israelites have an opportunity to not, you know, if it be your lot, not die or die for the truth, all right, to receive that everlasting life. Why aren't you moved to go and obtain it?
God.
All right. Instead, you want to continue to try to get, you know, pleasure on this side. You know, you seek after because it's too hard to grasp. All right. Yeah, it's too unbelievable.
Right.
All right. That's where that faith comes in.
And we know ultimately faith is given by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Right.
All right. You can't make yourself believe.
Right.
All right. But ultimately, hey, you have to try.
Right. But what it is, it's like why aren't you moved to go get that everlasting life, to go get that kingdom that's in eternity?
God.
You know.
Hey, at the bare minimum to try to do something about it. All right, but my people care not.
Right.
They want the now. They don't want the later.
Right.
You know. They want the now.
Right. Hey, and ultimately be to your demise, Jake. All right, 2/3 of the nation of Israel will be to your demise. All right, you got it.
Sirach 17.
Yep.
All right, this the book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 7. It says, "Withal he filled them with the knowledge of understanding and showed them good and evil.
I mean, he said, with all, this was the purpose. All right? With all the hell that Israel has to go through, the purpose is to show the good and the evil, to bring you into the ways of righteousness, so that you may receive your inheritance. Okay?
This was, going into the what the Lord, bestowed upon His elect, or really, all of Israel, but at this time, the elect.
Right.
It says He set an eye upon their hearts, that He might show them the greatness of His works. He gave them to glory in His marvelous acts forever, that they might declare His works with understanding. And the elect shall praise His holy name.
You could just give it. You have to have the ears to hear and the eyes to see. Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai is saying it clearly. It cannot be better said right here.
Right, because that's what He gave that eye self to. It was the elect. All right, that's the understanding at this time is only for the elect. All right, He put blinders on the rest of Israel. He put blinders on the rest of this world.
He said, a land where they say you were not His people, all right, that they shall call you the people of the Most High. All right.
And you have to have that eye, self, and faith to see and receive these miracles. Verse 11 says, besides this, He gave them the knowledge and the law of life for an heritage. All right, and that's for all of Israel.
Right. And what's that law of life? The things of this Bible, the Bible governs life itself.
Right.
All right? If you live this way, it will be a better outcome. If you eat this way, it will be a better outcome. If your woman acts this way, it would be a better outcome. If your kids act this way, it'll be a better outcome. Governs of life. You got it.
Yeah, the law of life is the commandments, right? Verse 12, it says he made an everlasting covenant with them and showed them His judgments, right? Was that Psalms 149 or 147 and 19 and 20?
I was It's funny you said that because I was holding it the whole time.
Yeah, go ahead and pull it up.
This is Psalms 147, starting at 19. He showed His words unto Jacob, His statutes and His judgments unto Israel. He hath not dwelt so with any nation, and that's going back to showing that He doesn't deal with no one but Israel. And as for His judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Right.
So the nations don't know the judgments, right? They weren't given the laws, statutes and commandments.
Right, because what does it say in Deuteronomy again? Deuteronomy 4 and 5 and 6. All right, this is the wisdom in the sight of the nations. Right, this is your wisdom that is given to you in the sight of the nations.
Right. I mean, everybody else on the outside was looking in.
Right.
Was looking at Israel like, man, y'all got it.
I wish I had the sauce.
The secret sauce. The secret sauce is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
Going back in Sirach 17 and verse 13. Their eyes saw the majesty of the glory, and their ears heard His glorious voice. And He said unto them, beware of all unrighteousness, and He gave every man commandment concerning his neighbor. Their ways are ever before Him, and shall not be hid from His eyes. And what did He tell Israel when they were to go into the land of Canaan? All right, He ordered them not to have no dealings with them.
Right.
All right, don't go and follow their wicked, or even mingle with them.
Right. And it said, because you did, I will make these people a reproach unto you. All right. Hey.
Right. And
gift and the curse.
Why was that? He ordered them to do that. Now we see the understanding of it, because they were doing all this. They were doing all these things not according to the law.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew that if we would allow them to live there, all right, if we would mingle with them and follow after their ways.
God.
Right? This is verse 15. There, or actually 16. Says, "For every man from his youth is given to evil, neither could they make to themselves fleshly hearts for stony." Right? And that came from only Yahweh Bashem Yahushua can do that.
God.
That's why we need we need a savior,
Right? That
Because
deliver.
we can't deliver ourselves. It says, "For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion, whom being his firstborn he nourisheth with discipline, and giving him the light of his love, doeth not forsake him."
Has not forsaken.
Right.
How has he not forsaken him? Hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Yahweh requires a perfect sacrifice.
Right. What does it say? Yet I shall choose Jacob.
God.
Was that in Isaiah the 14th chapter?
All right. Hey, go ahead and pull. All right. Hey, that lamb. In the law itself, it says a lamb without blemish. All right. It is only sufficient. It is only sufficient to buy back, to redeem.
Yeah. Reconcile. That reconciliation is only something that you were a part of before.
Right.
The Israelites were already given the law, statutes, and commandments. Therefore, the blood of the lamb, the sacrifice that Yahushua gave, is only for Israel to make us friends once again with the Most High.
God.
As Isaiah 14:1 says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land." I'll stop right there.
Hey.
So through all the bullshit that the nation of Israel have done, that we have done, to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and been a reproach in His name, at the end of the day, we're gonna have we have grace, mercy, and forgiveness from the Most High.
God.
Right.
Hey, and it was
And
that.
repentance.
God.
Repentance is for who? Israel. You find that in Acts 30th or the 5th chapter and the 30th verse.
Right. And so it was given unto us. All right. It said, "A child shall be born unto you."
Right.
All right. And that child that was born unto us, for a government to be set up, is that government under Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
All right. Salaki that Yahweh had given us. All right. He have given us a lamb without blemish. All right. To save and to redeem His people. All right. Everybody's got anything else?
No.
All right. Lord willing, this was an edifying, a series and lesson. All right. That you were edified and that you may be brought back to remembrance and understanding through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. With that, we want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening, learning, and to the Baal the house of David. To the next time we say Shalom, Wad Abba, Kwam Yasharala.